Andrew Cuomo play on me. Remember that? And then they tried, you know, when the Trumpster got in office. Listen, man, I don't capitulate well, bro. Been doing this too long. If you look around all the major media outlets, man. All of them. Look at all of them. They all got to fold up because they all trying to renew their deals, their licenses. They all, well, in this particular situation, we'll get into more specifics another time. Bro's a casino owner. You know those 3 licenses that they got here in New York City for the casinos? The guy that owns one of the casinos licenses. He got to raise $500,000, bro. $500 million, excuse me. They need my shit talking anti-Netanyahu, anti-government, progressive out the way, bro. They need me out the way. They trying to get to these bags that these VCs got, raise some capital. They don't really care, like, especially for like a Hot 97 and a WBLS. They don't give a fuck about hip hop or black music or black community. They don't give a fuck about none of that. They give a fuck about access. They give a fuck about being able to bring their little nerdy friends to the concerts because that helps them raise money. They've been trying to get to me for years, bro. Years. But, you know, Ebro in the morning on the YouTubes.
Yeah, sorry, I had to get my whole body right because I had to exercise the demons and basically, this, by the way, Shicey Nurse clocking in. Basically, I have to address the nonsense that this man is saying. He's basically sitting there copping the plea. First of all, thank you, iHeartRadio, for trimming the fat and calling Elon Musk. And Elon Musk, or I think Elon Musk called iHeartRadio and Hot 97 was like, hey, let me show you how to keep the dice rolling when they're doing that thing over there, homie. Let me show you how to cut the fat. Basically, they put a knife to Ebro and his merry band of jackasses and his old, all these people that are, you know, AARP hip-hop heads. He basically put the belt to ass. They basically put belt to ass. They basically have gotten rid of all these old heads. And I said this in one of my videos before. You can find it on my older videos on my page, talking about what hip hop needs, what hip hop media is, and why hip hop media or hip hop seems dead. Is that we need a revival. We need to get the pads and, you know, put one here and here and just we need to shock the system and get rid of all these cancers. This is the same Ebro that was caught saying all this about Drake.
Drake is not that important. The reason Drake's in this is because he is a sickness in the game. It could have been any artist. I'm one of the people that, even though I think Drake made mistakes, we not gonna sit in this room and act like bro hasn't delivered a ton of hit songs that we all love. Let's not do that. Now,
wait, since or just
no,
overall?
No, in general. Like, he's not capable of delivering songs that we all love. Like,
I mean, lately he hasn't, but yes.
No, we all like Nokia. Who in this room didn't like Nokia,
I
bro?
like Nokia. We got to see if you still got that juice that you had on the Scorpion and the Take Cares and all that.
I think he'll be fine. Look, it'll never be... Nothing was the same, but, you know, I think he'll be all right.
I think he will be, too.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine.
This is the same Ebro. You know, so just to get into it, basically, he got let go. Him and Paul Rosenberg and the other person got let go because the iHeartRadio is trying to save money. Hip hop is down. Music is down overall. They're trying to save money and consolidate. This is something that's been going on in the music industry from the label standpoint. People just consolidating and basically getting everything down and cutting the fat, cutting all these extra people. So basically, Ebro, who's been on the Hot 97 for about 13 years, even I grew up listening to Ebro growing up in New York City, has been cut. And I believe this is really good for hip hop. I think that this is going to be good to get some fresh ideas, fresh ideologies, fresh minds, young minds. The kids are the future, guys. And this is the one thing that Ebro didn't really do. So he got up out of here. Ejectocito, cuz we're not about to pay you, especially when you have other ventures on other like platforms like Apple Music. Now, Apple Music, I think that's going to be the next thing to get cut, because I don't know how many people that really is tuned into Ebro on that show over there. I really don't. He's over here sitting here talking about how this was a political move. He's also dissed Drake and saying, because Drake has been trolling him, he dissed Drake saying about, oh, how Drake is right wing. Bro, you're more right wing than anything. You are a hip hop conservative. Everybody say he's a gatekeeper. That's just a characteristic. What he is a hip hop conservative. He has made a living arguing with people on his show and made multiple clips, multiple interviews, talking shit, talking down to young artists, not pushing the young artists, saying which is hip hop and what is not hip hop from a one state of mind point of view. And he's like, yo, I'm gonna just say whatever the fuck I want to say. Great. Not when you don't own your own show, bro. Now you're gonna be on YouTube with me. You're gonna be on YouTube with Rob Markman. If you want to act like the boss on your channel. You're not the boss. Shout out to DJ Academics for basically packing him up. You got packed up, bro. I told you should have listened to Shiesty Nurse. I'm always going to give you good nursing advice. I'm always going to give my patients advice. I'm always going to lead you down the right path. Listen to your nurses, gang. Listen, I told you to cash that 401k. I told you to get up out of hip hop. Because with great platforming comes great responsibility. I'm not saying that you should take money. I'm not saying that he did take money. I don't know anything about that. But what I will say, you have a certain responsibility. You can't just get on here and say whatever you want and basically belittle the new artist. The new artist is the future. And unfortunately, if you don't fuck with it, like I don't fuck with Playboi Carti music at all, but I will never sit here and deny that I Am Music or Music wasn't one of the top albums of this year. Better than GNX, if you ask me. So I'm not going to sit here and shit on it. I don't like it. It doesn't sound good to me. That's my opinion. But I'm not going to sit here and say it's trash and it's not hip hop, because it doesn't represent a part of hip hop that I remember growing up. That's the hip hop conservative ideology. And there's a place for it, but too much of something is good for nothing. Bro, old man Ebro, I'm glad that you're out of here, bro. I'm glad that you're out of here with your old takes, your biased takes. I'm glad. I think this is really good for hip hop. I think this is going to make hip hop move forward. We're gonna see fresh faces. Every beginning has an end, and his time is up, and it's up. That's why Hot 97 and iHeartRadio they just playing music, because that's what people really want. I don't give a fuck about your political opinion, Ebro. If you're left wing, right wing, if you care for Palestine, if you're going against the grain, nobody cares. At least not on the radio. If you want to do that, come join me over here with this, like you said you're gonna do, and become a YouTube channel person where you can talk about your opinion on your channel and people will tune into it. Our radio, part of the reasons why they got rid of him, and they're getting rid of Funk Master Flex, they're getting rid of Elliot, all these media shows. What's happening is that people just want to hear the music, and we need to get back to the music. A lot of these shows, just like Charlemagne the Fraud and the Breakfast Club, I think y'all next, bro. I don't care what your numbers are. I think y'all next. No one is tuning in to listen to that shit that's my age or younger. I'm 30. No one under 35 is tuning into the radio and listening to that shit, bro. A new wave. Now they're going straight to streaming. They're doing DJ mixes, and that's it. And that's how it really should be. I don't really care for your opinion about anything, bro. It's clearly biased. You're clearly an old head. You're not covering the music, you're covering the tea, which is what Breakfast Club got called out years ago by Nicki Minaj, because they want to cover the tea. They don't want to cover actual music. Like, you're not interested in where this music comes from, where this piece of art is coming from, and that's what you're supposed to be. It's like, imagine going to an art museum or any museum, and the historians that work there that are getting paid money to talk about the art, only talking about how Van Gogh was sleeping with this person and Picasso went with this person and was sleeping with this person, and by the way, Mona Lisa, she was a thot, she did it. I don't want to hear about that. I want to hear about the artist and what inspired this artist to make these pictures, if I'm using that as an example. You know what I'm saying? saying? And they lost their way. So as you lose your way, you're going to lose your job, because nobody wants to really hear what you got to say, bro, especially after you've been proven to lose integrity and to be extremely biased. Now, we all got bias. I got bias, but if there's a levels to this shit, bro. If you're sitting here as a gatekeeper, an established gatekeeper, saying who's not hip hop and who is hip hop, now you've established yourself as biased. Now I don't really care what you have to say. You're not looking. You have sold your objectivity when you're saying, fuck it, I'm the man. I'm smelling myself. I've been doing this for 13 years. That's that old head mentality. That's that I'm a son you mentality. So now you got sunned. Now your shit got clipped. I think he's gonna lose his next job at Apple Music, because again, I don't know what those numbers are, but I know the numbers were failing for Hot 97. I didn't even know Hot 97 was still on, to be honest. I didn't even know. I thought he had moved on to Apple Music and was just doing that over there and not ended that contract. So they said no contract renewal. The contract is up. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Is this good for hip hop? Is this bad for hip hop? Please like, share, subscribe, comment, like the community, follow my community on X, Breaking Barriers, as well as me here on Shiesty Nurse, the channel. Let me know what your thoughts are, man. Is it good or bad for hip hop? You know how I feel about it. Shiesty Nurse, clocking out.